Coaster fans, bringing you a breaking news update. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. This is kind of like a podcast, but it's not a podcast. It's more of a breaking news thing. We just found out by kind of like a vague post that was listed on Facebook. We looked up information ourselves and found out that Indiana Beach and Fantasy Island have been removed from Apex Parks Group. This is a huge shakeup, especially in Indiana, due to the fact that Indiana Beach has been in Indiana and Monticello, Indiana since 1926. It just got done celebrating its 90th anniversary not too long ago. And obviously, as many of you know, in 6 years it would be celebrating its 100th anniversary. And this park has been a staple of the Monticello community and actually the whole community of the Midwest for quite some time. Unfortunately, the Spackman family decided not to continue owning the park due to health reasons with her father, and also we're not sure on the whole specific.
At you from. As the sign says Indiana Beach. A little bit rainy, but we're going to check this really unique park out. Kind of in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, about an hour and a half, maybe northwest of Indianapolis. We are in the free parking. You can see not very many people here. The park opens in a few minutes. And to get to the park, you have to walk past all these little seaside hotels. Just around the park, it is kind of a little vacation area, including, I like the name of that one right there. But we're going to trek through the rain, and the park is somewhere down there, so let's head inside. See the one roller coaster up there. Continue our journey down past all these little resorts. I want to note there are two parking lots. The north lot that we parked, and this is crazy. There's like two wooden roller coasters on top of each other right there. You got Cruiser Hurricane going up there, right there. But what you see over there, I think is Cornball. I know. Back one's Cornball. The front one is Cruiser Hurricane. Try to keep them straight here. I love it.
Cornball Express. All guests must be at least
Love the design of corn on the side of the train.
as you board.
So last time I came to Indiana Beach, Cornball Express was closed. So excited to ride it this time. I had high hopes. It was okay.
Years, Indiana Beach closes for good.
The White County Economic Development Director Randy Mitchell confirms that Apex Park decided to close the attraction. News 18's Jordan Burrows joins us live to tell us what led to the decision. Jordan, what can you tell us?
A cornerstone of White County is closed indefinitely. I'm live outside the White County Economic Development Office. I was had a conversation with Randy Mitchell. He's the president of economic development here in White County. He laid out for me the conversation he had with Greg Borman. Borman being the senior.
Yeah, we just found out that Indiana Beach in Monticello has closed after 94 years with no plans to reopen. Now, the president of the White County Economic Development Corporation tells us tonight the park's parent company cited financial reasons for that closure. Some of the impact that the city didn't have at time.
So in addition to the seasonal workers that are hired there, Indiana Beach employed 27 people in administration and maintenance as well.
It was announced that Indiana Beach Amusement Park in Monticello, Indiana, will be closing after 94 years of operation. Built alongside Lake Schaefer, Indiana Beach was one of the country's most unique amusement parks, with an eclectic collection of rides and bustling boardwalk atmosphere. And I'm certainly saddened by the news today. It is 2020. Beach originally opened in 1926 by the Spackman family. Actually, it technically opened as Ideal Beach. It started out as more of a bathhouse and refreshment stand, but gradually it started adding. The park was home to 43 rides in total, including 5 roller coasters and even a water park. It started brewing in 2008 when the Indiana Beach Resort was sold to Morgan RV. Morgan had zero amusement park experience, and it showed. Reviews during this time mentioned an overall decline in quality and several ride closures. In 2015, the park was sold to Apex Parks, and while reviews far from its heyday during Spackman's ownership. My one visit to Indiana Beach took place in 2017 on Memorial Day. 2 of the then 6 roller coasters never opened, Tigger and Dragon Wagon. Cornball Express barely ran. I think it ran for maybe a half hour due to some maintenance issues on the train. Steel Hog actually stopped tonight, but that one wasn't totally unexpected since it's a really bizarre ride, but I'll get to that later. So if you're keeping score back home, that meant only one of the 6 roller coasters was operating at the end of the day, and that would have been Hoosier Hurricane. We go beyond the coasters, several other rides were closed like the Den of Lost Thieves and Double Shot. That being said, I still enjoyed everything I was able to ride, and I really did love the park setting. The park had so much potential. I just wanted to see it succeed. But even more warning signs started popping up this past winter. Clementon Park in New Jersey was also owned by Apex Parks, and the park abruptly closed its doors in September 2019, ending its season prematurely. In February 2020, several rides from Indiana Beach and New York's Fantasy Island, another Apex Park, were listed for sale. And that was followed by the bombshell on February 18, 2020, when it was reported that Indiana Beach would be closing its doors permanently. Apex noted that they tried to find a buyer, but they were unsuccessful. This leaves the fate of several of Indiana Beach's unique attractions up in the air. The park is home to 3 Custom Coasters International wooden coasters. It may be unlikely that any of these 3 are relocated. Lost Coaster was built in a structure previously home to a dark ride. Ball Express shared the same structure at a few points, making it complicated to remove them. Lost Coaster was a truly one-of-a-kind coaster. It had an elevator lift and a layout that's impossible to recollect. Well, I really hope someone steps in to save Indiana Beach. Or at the very least, the wooden coasters. But at this time, I find it unlikely the park or wooden coasters will be saved. And it's disappointing. Beyond the coasters, Indiana Beach had several other noteworthy rides. Most of their spinning rides were built over water to conserve space. This also improved the experience for riders. Take the water swings, for instance, that swung out over Lake Schaefer. Even the rides on the main boardwalk were crammed into small spaces. Indiana Beach didn't have much land to work with, so they made every inch count. The park's hidden gems was Frankenstein's Haunted Castle. This was an upcharge haunt walkthrough, reminiscent of the haunts more commonly found at European theme parks. There were no scare actors inside, but the attraction was incredibly well done, and it had one of the most terrifying effects I've ever experienced. The final room had this balcony. When you walk towards the balcony to see what's going on in the scene, it tips forward. I grabbed for that railing like you wouldn't believe. Another gem was Fascination. For those unfamiliar with this game, it hasn't been a good few months.
Fort Wayne's NBC, a favorite summer getaway for Hoosiers, will be closing down. Multiple reports indicate Indiwak Resort will cease operations, and the Sun in White County. NBC affiliate issue of Amusement Today Indiana Beach appeared to be offline Tuesday afternoon, which was most recently updated February 5th with news of a job fair for the park. In recent years, the amusement park, located at Lake Schaefer, has been property, but has not found a buyer. Its roots to the mid-Ninthman family opened a lakeside resort and began adding rides. Vice President 7 employees, 15 in maintenance and 12 in administration, as uncertain, according to Mitchell Parks. It currently operates 12 parks, 9 in California and 3 in Florida. This is a developing story. We will have additional information as it becomes available. Thank you for watching.
Video. As you guys might have heard by now, as of February 18th, 2020, Indiana Beach is closing down forever. The park's owners, Apex Parks Group, cited financial reasons for the closure after they were not able to find a buyer for the park. They also stated that there are no current plans to reopen the park anytime in the future. This park was home to 6 roller coasters: Cornball Express, Hoosier Hurricane, Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain, probably their most notable coaster, Steel Hog, and Tiger Coaster. Personally, I never got to visit this park, and I've always wanted to since I didn't live that far away from it. But to see a park that is 94 years old close like this is pretty sad. Obviously, it wasn't the biggest theme park in Indiana, as most likely will belong to Holiday World. But nonetheless, it is still a theme park, and this park still has 6 roller coaster credits that I will not be able to experience in my life. It's really a bummer. Now, I don't think any of these coasters are going to be rebuilt anywhere besides Steelhawk, since it has the 8th steepest drop in the world. But other than Steelhawk, I think all the other coasters at this park are gonna unfortunately be scrapped. That will do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel. I know I'm not following the up as soon as I can. I have an always sub to remain